Hello there and welcome back to International Fathers. I'm your host and your creator, Nelson L. Moody Sr. We're still talking about child custody in the court system. We're still talking about that father representing himself for custody of his child or children in the court system. And we are still educating those fathers around the world about self-representation. A father's self-representation. Hosea 4:6, eliminating the middleman, the attorney. And you know what that means, eliminate. That means get rid of, put away, don't need it. Go back. Get out. I got this. We have went over the language, the rules, the definitions, judges, different types of witnesses. We have went over a whole lot of information thus far in previous videos. We're going to talk about something called the case. In this case is where you get to be the one talking directly to the judge. The middleman is gone. He's not there anymore. We're also going to use an example to show you how the paperwork could actually look in the case, in the courtroom, in front of a judge, and against the opposing attorney. This is what it could look like. The Circuit Court of Maryland, November 24th. We're talking about a 1414 Marsway Street, room 244, Maryland. This is where the courthouse is. As you know, again, the names are fabricated. The cities and states are fabricated. The court case is fabricated. This is only to show you what paperwork can look like while representing yourself. Our case number 000D-001. And we have Mike L. Cucumber Sr. He is the plaintiff in this child custody case at 123 Neptune Circle, Maryland, 0001. Proper person, pro se, representing himself. Full of confidence, full of knowledge and education and intelligence. Mike L. Cucumber Sr. did not go to any law school in the world. He used his common sense. He read, he studied, he applied himself to be an effective, proper person. Mike L. Cucumber only has a high school diploma. Denise Asparagus, 321 Saturn Place. He is the defendant. Circle, Maryland, 0007. She is the mother of the 3 children. Paul E. Cabbage, 4211 Mars Solar Street, Suite 214. He lives in Circle, Maryland. That's where the office is, 00018. He's the attorney for the defendant. He went to law school. Mike L. Cucumber Sr. has all rights now to talk directly to the judge. No middleman, no one there to help him out, no one to try to have him change his mind about what he's doing, no one to say, man, you cannot do it. Mike Cucumber is there. Let you know why he is there, what he is there for, who he is. He's there for some business. He's not for what you see on TV. Hey, stop! Shut up! This is my courtroom. Sit down! Get out! That stuff you see on TV is very, very unprofessional. That's a circus. That's entertainment. Anyone out there in the world listen to my voice through YouTube by way of international fathers, if you ever been inside of a courtroom, it's professionalism. It's serious business. It's integrity. It's dignity. Not what you see on TV. Nobody talking down on nobody. Nobody having the whole courtroom to laugh. There's no joking in the courtroom. That circus courtroom drama you see on TV, that's rated PG or PG-13, because there's nothing about courtroom when you're sitting in front of a judge at the stroke of an ink pen. That judge can write something, make a decision, make a ruling, a wrong decision, a wrong ruling, because of bad evidence, facts, proof, and crooked witnesses, corrupt witnesses that will affect your life for the rest of your life. No, y'all didn't hear me out there. That judge could write something that could affect your life right there in the courtroom for the rest of your life. And you know I know firsthand. In my books, When a Judge Can't Judge, My Nightmare of the Court System in Baltimore, Maryland, and When a Judge Can't Judge, Part 2, The Conclusion. It's in there. A father's self-representation. They couldn't stop me. However, there's a lot of hope for you fathers around the world, all the way around. International fathers, the globe. Lots of hope. For you fathers out there listening to my voice. Another part of this document here, coming to court in reference to your child of custody. Now comes the time when the plaintiff versus the defendant. There are 3 named children here. We're going to call them Mike Cucumber Jr. We're going to call them Tanya M. Cucumber and Nicole T. Cucumber. You can also add the date of birth for each child, the grades of the children, healthcare provider, and anything the children are involved in can also be incorporated in this paperwork. It says, therefore, this is still the petition. The plaintiff, Mr. Mike Cucumber Sr. It says that the plaintiff requests that the minor children be placed in his physical custody Then the physical custody, remember, means living with. So Mr. Cucumber is only saying that he's requesting that the children live with him. Physical. That he and Miss Asparagus have joint legal custody of the children. Joint legal, meaning, as I say in the definitions, that both parents will make the legal decisions and choices for these 3 children. He's requesting that. Both parents, they're going to make all the choices together, legally, for these 3 children. And it should be a smooth transaction. It should be so smooth that it's just like running water. It should be so smooth, like Amos 5:24. Letting the justice roll like running water. That's how smooth it should be. However, things happen in the courtroom. They do happen. I can attest to it. Those of you out there in YouTube land around the world who have read my first 2 books can verify, certify that I know. Number 3, that each party be abreast of everything in reference to the children's education and medical needs concerning them. Meaning, Mr. Cucumber is requesting that the children live with him. Mr. Cucumber should also be keeping Miss Asparagus abreast of the academics, PTA meetings, class trips, prom dues, any type of stuff, award ceremonies, anything concerning the children educationally. Mr. Cucumber should be doing this, and I know he will, especially if he's anything like me. Remember, these people are fabricated. Medical needs, physicals, or unscheduled doctor's appointments. Mr. Cucumber should be letting Miss Asparagus know these things. Giving her dates, emailing, text. Technology is something these days. Or a telephone call, or a letter. That's 5 ways Mr. Cucumber can alert Mrs. Burgess. Educational and medical of the children. That the parties already have a visitation schedule in effect that works well with both parties to stay in place. Now what that means is, if the father and the mother already have a type of agreement that is working well with them, why in the world would an attorney want to disrupt that? Why in the world would a judge want to piggyback off the attorney and disrupt that? And all kind of chaos and confusion kicks in there. They have something in plan that's been working for a couple of years, maybe more than that. Leave it alone. The old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, you may have that attorney that will try to fix something that's already in place and will mess it up. that both parties waive child support. And this is something that I don't talk about. Because to me, the two parents know their responsibilities and obligations to their child or children. It's not said about that. That the plaintiff be awarded any and all further relief thereof. Whatever may constitute anything additional to what Mr. Cucumber is requesting from the beginning, as far as the children being in his physical custody. And number two, that he and Miss Asparagus have joint legal custody of the three children. These are the main issues on this document. Those two, where the children are going to live, and who's going to make the decisions. We're both making these decisions. You're requesting that they live with you, and they've been there. You're not going to mess with this. That the defendant be ordered to pay the plaintiff's fees. Yes. Mr. Cucumber is representing himself. He can use that. Defendant pay for his fees. Because you can best believe that the opposing side will do the same thing. Sometimes I think it's all about money. When you go to law school, you go to study all kinds of laws. U.S. Constitution, the amendments, the Bill of Rights. You read cases, you study cases. And then you apply yourself. A 4-year law degree, thousands of dollars. So you should know your work. However, there are some attorneys out there that are money hungry and will try to drain you financially. Trust me on that. There are some out there who will make it their business to try to discredit you to the max because you're not an attorney. The flip side of that is you're just as intelligent as him or her who went to a 4-year law school. And all you did was purchase a father's self-representation. Hosea 4 and 6. Eliminating the middleman, the attorney. $17 book. $17 book. And you're making him, and I'll add the judge because the judge is an attorney, you're making them incompetent. They're looking incompetent at their professions. After I wrote When a Judge Can't Judge Parts 1 and Part 2, I wrote a screenplay. And in that screenplay, you see the whole thing unfold. From me representing myself in the Baltimore Circuit Court in downtown Baltimore to me drive my paperwork to the Court of Appeals of Baltimore and Annapolis, the Court of Special Appeals in Annapolis, and finally drive my paperwork to the Supreme Court of the United States. And when a judge can't judge the movie, you will see the valleys, the highs, the lows, the rivers, the lakes, the rivers I swam. You will feel emotion. You will see integrity and dignity. You will see assertiveness. You will see faith. You will see endurance, determination. You will see courage. You will see all that in that movie. When a judge can't judge. Chapter 9 of my first book explains why the book was titled When a Judge Can't Judge. And then you be the judge. A 10-year-old child. A 10-year-old child could have read my case and gave a better decision than the master that heard my case. A 10-year-old child could have listened and read my case and gave a better conclusion than any judge that was before me in the Baltimore City Circuit Court. A 10-year-old child could have done all of that. So if I made them look incompetent at their professions, what do you think a 10-year-old would do? That's food for thought. You do the dishes. The flip side of the visitation is when the judge dictating to you when and how long and on what days you should see your child or children. This person, male or female, don't know you from a stick in the woods, from a fish in the sea, or from a cloud in the sky, is going to tell you when you can see your child or children and how long. Once again, in the case of Mr. Cucumber and Mrs. Asparagus, they had their visitation already in place. But when you don't have it in place, whoo, that judge will try to dictate based upon what he or she hear. And if you got a lying witness, whoo, like I had, the opposing side, whoo, you had a corrupt attorney, a corrupt attorney's office, like the ones that I went against, whoo, Mr. Cucumber could be in for a world of what I went through. This way is saying something that the two of you agree with. Your Honor, the mother and I already had this in place right here. This works for us. We don't need no intervention. Nobody to come between the way we do our children. Mentally, psychologically, and emotionally, our children are doing good at the way things are flowing. The mother and I, mentally, psychologically, and emotionally, It's running smooth. Don't throw no monkey wrench in our program. Because then again, the ink pen that you use, whether you get 10 for $1, whether you got one ink pen that costs $56.92, ink is ink that you use to make your decision that's going to affect our lives for the rest of our lives. Just leave it alone. Leave it in place. As I said before, you have some attorneys out there that will try to discredit you and bring you down by any and all means necessary because of the fact that you are representing yourself. Because of the fact that you know the law just as good as he or she does. They'll do this. They'll do this. No law degree. All you have, like I have said time and time, I have a high school diploma. Lots of intelligence. Lots of intelligence, lots of common sense. A law degree without common sense is no good. You may think it is, but it's no good. For the married father who was filing for a divorce and custody issues are there, they're basically the same, except for there are more issues because you're married. That's the biggest difference. Law students around the world, listen to my voice with your ears. If you have a desire in your heart to go to law school, to be an attorney, make sure you do it for social change first. Don't do it for no money. If you're a good attorney, finances will come to you. If you see some wrongdoing, challenge it. Challenge it. Because you now fall into the term of a lawmaker. And if you at a state house on the state level, legislation, Congress, you're making laws. You're making laws that affect people's lives. Policies, rules, ordinances for people to follow. That's supposed to be for the better of mankind. An idea starts up here. Write it down. Legislate. Goes over to Congress. Review it. Look at it. Talk about it. Goes to the president to sign. It's just that simple. But if you're going for law school for the wrong reasons, you may come up against a father like me. You may have a father like me look you face to face. And then you too may get discredited. You too may look incompetent. at your profession as an attorney. From someone who just have a high school diploma, or maybe 6 hours in college, 2 semesters of something that don't even pertain to law. It could be a totally different profession. It could be someone out there trying to find out what they want to do with the rest of their life. My name is Nelson Moody Sr. I'm your host and your creator of International Fathers. I'm also a member of Cambridge Who's Who. You can log on to Cambridge Who's Who and find information about me. You can also log on to my website, NelsonLMoodySr.info. That's NELSONLMOODY.info. INF. And of course, you can view the rest of my videos at International Fathers on YouTube. My email is nelmoody7@yahoo.com. That's NELMOODY7 yahoo.com. Common sense goes a long way. Law students around the world, future law students, do the right thing with your law degree. Do the right thing with your law degree. Because the father of self-representation, eliminate the middleman. This could be the beginning of putting a lot of you attorneys out of work. Did you hear me? This could be the beginning of putting a lot of attorneys out of work. I challenge you attorneys out there and judges. Look at my work. View it. Check it out. And leave your comments on YouTube. Once again. Fathers, call those children. Children, call those fathers. Fathers. Hug those children. Children, hug those fathers. You can order my books at authorhouse.com, Barnes & Nobles, Borders, Amazon, eBay. And once again, International Fathers. Until next time.